Hey everyone, and welcome to Sagas of the Shimmering Sea. This is The Chosen Few, one of our 3 shows on this channel that are telling the stories of the Shimmering Seas right now. Hi, we've missed you guys, all of you. It's been weeks and weeks and weeks since last we played, due to all sorts of things, but that's okay. We're here now to play now, and I'm excited to do it. Let's do a quick little round robin of beliefs, and through that, hopefully, remind some people where we are in the story by looking at those beliefs as like a flashback and flash forward type thing. From that perspective, let's start with Nova.
All right. Guiding light is the same. I'm going to throw myself into danger to protect friends and family. My belief one is kind of similar to my guiding light.
Mm.
Nova has a bad feeling about this fight. She will protect her teammates from harm and free Seleixa from her curse.
You're a battle master, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, this is just a total tangent, sort of. But did you, you may have become a battle master before Tasha's was released. And if that is the case, you should consider looking at some of the Tasha's Battle Master feats. I'm not saying that they're good for you, but there's a couple there that are like, when someone is attacked, swap positions with them and take the damage, which feels in line with Nova and things like that. Just putting that out there. Feel free to swap them at your leisure as you see fit. What's your second belief? Sorry for that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Second belief is Nova is it's the same as last time.
Mm,
Nova's excited to be back on her home turf, despite not being very familiar with Uxie at all. Nova will share everything she knows about Brian.
lovely. Sounds good. Timothy.
Okay. Guiding light. Timothy abhors the loss of innocent life. He will jeopardize himself and the mission to save even one life. And number one, although poking around Selexa's soul sounds fun and potentially enlightening, Timothy will try to end the battle and get out as quickly and safely as possible.
Mm. Oh, I love that. That's great. How are you? How are you, John? Defining quickly.
Um, oh, in my head, I had this image of like Timothy being, why is Selexa the way she is?
Mm.
And then like, well, let's just poke around these juicy things here.
I love it. Okay, fair enough.
Um,
Excellent.
yeah. Number two, it would be a shame to waste this giant library. Timothy will read up on fish while he's here, and also something relevant like gods or space as well.
Love it. That's great. Beautiful. Ami, how you doing?
Uh, so Thea's guiding light is the same. She wants to get closer to the team and have the team be closer. Belief one is just kind of from a couple episodes in a row. Thea hates the idea that another teammate is being cursed. She will do what she can to help Seleixa with hers. That's basically this battle.
You're living it now.
Living through it, yeah. So I think belief two. So it's been a while since the team has had a moment to rest together. So Thea wants to find a cool, like a fun and cool place because it's like hot in Uxie Atoll, right?
Yeah.
For the team to rest, to have a moment.
Sounds good to me. And Nat, how's Narash doing?
Narash is feeling a little anxiety about battle, but both of his beliefs relate to it. So my guiding light changed a couple weeks ago. Narash is beginning to understand the scope of his planet's struggles. He will attempt to expand his understanding of the relationship between any planet's struggles, and Drake must fight against the Empire, and will do all he can to continue the battle from Isaim. First belief, what or who is really behind this Rakshasa and its super annoying curse? Narash will attempt to interrogate this apparition before sending it into oblivion. And belief two, Narash has grown closer to Seleixa and feels he needs to step up in protecting her and the others. He will take one for the team if needed during the battle, and has a strategy in mind if it comes to that.
Ooh, nice. I like it. And Seleixa, you and I just spoke a little bit about this, Nika, sorry, about Seleixa and her position right now in this odd context. But nonetheless, would you like to share your beliefs?
Sure. Yeah, and I'm kind of having some new thoughts, and so I'm gonna just sort of like
You.
that really quick. All right. So guiding light, Selexa knows that something or someone has been jerking them around since the beginning. She'll find out who it is and what they want, and make sure they don't get it.
I am so excited about that.
And belief 1, Seleixa will investigate Illumina Starborn's relationship to Ixotal and try to find any traces of her that exist here. And I changed this one a little bit. Before I was asking help from Nova, but now that we're in the library, it feels like maybe Ashra is the person to help, if at least while we're here.
That makes a lot of sense.
So I think I'm going to try and see if I can convince Ashra to guide that a little bit. And then belief 2, I haven't quite figured out how to word this, but I think the gist of it is that like she's in this really difficult position of essentially like she's been cultivating this relationship with all of these people for months now, and she feels like she knows them as well as anybody, and now it's gotten to the point where maybe for the first time she has to like put herself into their hands and do nothing. Like that she's literally just has to like relinquish control. And I think this is it's a very like challenging thing for her, and I think one of the things that she's going to be trying to do is to like use the time to distract herself and kind of like come to terms with who knows what could happen to her through this. She's going to like try and think back to her think back about her family and like maybe like make her peace a little bit with the path that she's taken. And so yeah, that's I think that she's going to be trying to like do some reflection and soul searching while this is happening.
I love it.
I'll find a way to like say that in a sentence and a half, but that's
you got it. That's good. That's perfect. It doesn't have to be more than perfect. It can just be perfect. Okay. From that perspective, I actually think I want to start just for a second with you, Seleixa. So there you are in this sort of study room in a library, and all of your friends have disappeared, and they are inside of you. And you're there with 2 Dragonborn who know more than they're letting on. And both are looking at you with concerned eyes. What do you think it feels like to have 4 friends battling for your soul inside of you? What would you imagine that to be?
I think that there's like a tightness that just like will not go away. That it's something that is not as much of like a physical sensation, but like just a feeling of not like anxiety, but like just having your soul kind of untethered, like feeling completely exposed to like the like whims of fate, basically. And there's that kind of like tight feeling in her gut that just like tells her anything could happen.
You've used the word exposed twice now in reference to this.
Yeah.
Do you think Seleixa is worried about her friends seeing something, or?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely. I don't know if she's worried about them seeing something specifically, but she is. It definitely is like makes her feel very vulnerable. That these people who she's like slowly opened up to in very limited ways and in very controlled ways, but she in a lot of ways Seleixa has been very like also private and secretive, kind of notoriously, and there's any number of things that they could potentially see that would maybe change the nature of their relationship and how they think about her entirely. And I think that feeling is part of why, part of why she's like doing this soul searching is she's like feeling like, oh shit, like what are they doing? What are they seeing? Where are they in me? And that's kind of like sending her mind down this path of like, what has her life been like? And what, like, does she have regrets?
I love that. Nika, I'm gonna send you a message on Discord privately.
Okay.
Okay, there's a loud beep, but that was on my side. Sorry about that. Excellent. Let's so we see this all on Selexa's face. We see sort of this consternation or difficulty, this sort of emotional experience, and then our camera just like zooms into a tight close-up of her face and then keeps going into her left eye, and we travel down the neural pathways of her eye and keep on coming down, and we see again this dilapidated, busted down palace, a gorgeous place. We know now that it was a Tawani palace, a major one, an important one, that has clearly fallen into disrepair. There is not webs all over it. Instead, it is in the shape of webs, but it is inky and black and thick and sticky, and it covers everything throughout. And I think we see the last thing we did just one more time. This image of Nova stands there, says, "I'm protecting her, you can go." And Timothy walks forward and attempts to heal her, and it immediately dispels the illusion, and you see a rotting tiger paw just there in the middle of it. And as it comes down, you see other things start to appear. A large, shadowy figure riding on the back of a winged lion that is also made of shadow. And these large, bulbous, pulsating eye-like things that just open from the galleries around you on the different floors and turn to look at you all. And this, again, rotted claw just pulsing there in the center. And I think at this point I would like everyone to roll initiative, please. Okay. Let's see how we're doing. 1, 2, 3. Who did I miss? I missed Timothy. It looks like. Timothy.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I think my roll 20 froze.
Ah, it happens. Believe it or not, it happens to me.
No.
It's a byproduct of spending so much damn time on it. So just to clarify the field for you guys a little bit, so we have an understanding of what's going on. Oh, I didn't even finish. I almost finished. I got lazy. Okay, so to clarify the field a little bit for those of you that's going on, this terrace has multiple levels. The big bulbous eye things, which you can see around the sides, if it has a blue sticker on it, or a little blue button, it is on the second floor. If it has a red button, it is on the third floor. Also, the staircases are labeled by what floor they go to. So the blue stairs go to the second floor, the red stairs go to the third floor. So we've got these bulbous things here. I put a Rakshasa there for the tiger paw, but it's actually just a tiger paw, just to be clear. And it seems incapable of movement, I'll say, for whatever that is worth. And then back here, you can see this creepy thing. I'm going to ping it. I'll ping it for everyone. Bam. You can now really see it. Yeah, that is this shadowy figure that is riding the shadowy figure of a winged lion. So, you know, that should set you up a little bit there. Timothy, you have advantage on initiative, right? Perfect. Then, Timothy, that puts you in the enviable position of going first.
Okay, then. I had a month to prepare for this, and yet...
You know, think of it as like we had a month off, and so we're getting back into the swing of things. Don't
yeah.
worry about it too much.
That's better. Okay. Timothy is going to draw his magic shield. And, how do I even play this game? Okay, all right. Does it look like everything is kind of emanating or connected to the tiger paw? Is that's the central feature?
Yeah. Roll a perception or investigation check. I'll take either here.
Okay.
Man, it is hard to tell, but this black stuff is over everything.
Okay. Well, you know what then? Since he's going first, Timothy's going to use this as like a fact-finding mission. So he's going to take a shot at several different things and see what happens.
Okay. I love that. I think that's great.
So he's going to take a step back and shoot the thing in front of him.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, take a shot. That's all the hits. Roll damage.
Okay.
That is 11 damage, and I need a dexterity saving throw. Inky blackness spurts out of the paw and sort of claws towards you, but you're able to spring back 5 feet to avoid it further.
Okay. Okay. Timothy will shout out, "Oh, okay! Watch the claws! Watch the claws!" And he'll duck around and shoot at the large beast thing. Lion.
Yeah, take a shot. Yes, that's all the hits. 8 piercing damage. Is this weapon magical in any way, shape, or form?
No.
Then your arrow sticks into it, and it sort of looks at you and chuckles. You cannot have her.
Oh, great! This one has a sense of humor. Okay, I think that's it. I don't remember how many attacks I get.
That's fine. That sounds right.
Right.
Let's do it. Thea, you're up.
Okay. Since that one just made a joke, I'm gonna run forward a little bit.
I don't know if that qualifies as a joke, but okay.
Well, I made a comment.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then I'm gonna try to shoot the lion thing with my longbow. 21.
Yeah, are you shooting at the rider or its mount?
The rider, actually.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. 21 hits.
Cool. And I'll also add my psychic blade.
Yeah, feel free. Nice. An additional 12 points of damage. The arrow shot that you launch, again, feels like it's resistant to it in some way, shape, or form. But the psychicness scars it just as bad as it usually does. Okay.
Alright, that's it.
Excellent. That makes it its turn. And I think it wants to make a point. So let's take a look at this. When riding, speed 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. Nice.
Before you create whatever attack you're going to do, I would like to just ask a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Kind of a point of order that has a question mark at the end. I think I might still be a Quetzalcoatlus, because if you recall, I did
That is certainly possible.
Yeah, and I never said I turned back. I probably should have clarified that as we got into this new room, but then that was
No, that's fine. It's been a month. I forget things. Yes, of course, you are still Quetzalcoatlus. I will fix that. Let's see. Do I have one for you already? I do not. So I will make one quickly. There you go. You're now Quetzalcoatlus.
Sorry, I didn't bring that up sooner.
No worries. Anyway, back to slaughtering you all in a bloody mass. Okay, well, unfortunately, I can't get into melee because my movement is 70, which is not quite enough. Which means I cannot charge you down. Okay, well, I will do my other thing then. Ranged attacks. Who am I going to kill? Let's kill Thea. Thea, I'm gonna kill you. Just want you to know that.
You can try.
It's a 27 and a 29 to hit.
Those both hit.
Okay. So that's going to be a total then of 45 points of damage.
And I also have uncanny dodge, so...
Okay, so I actually should have done that twice. My apologies. That's the first one is 10, 20, 25 points of damage.
So in total, 25.
The first one is 25 points of damage, so we can have that down to 12 for you if you'd like.
Okay.
And then the second one is 20 points of damage.
25. 12. And the second one was, what did you say, 20?
Yes. Guys, I've got to change positions. I'll be right back.
Wow, that got intense quickly.
What do we think the eye things are?
But I'm wondering, I mentioned that I'm still in this flying form, and that would allow me to attack the ones that are higher up very easily. At the same time, though, I can't do any kind of like area casting. They're pretty spread wide. Everything is spread pretty wide apart right now. So, I thought I would take my first turn as the Quetzalcoatlus and just see kind of what happens with that.
That sounds good.
Just a heads up. I'm a little bit distracted. So if somebody can help later on with notes about like the setup of the battle and like what's going on, that would be helpful because I missed some of that. So
I think just get the salient points, like who dies when. It's fine.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Guys, sorry about that. I apologize.
When there's a TPK, I'll make sure of that.
Yeah, thanks.
Make a note of that. Yeah.
Yeah, the salient details. Who dies when? I love it. Excellent. Okay, back to it. So let's see. That was 2 shots, and that's gonna be my turn, I believe. Do I have a thing? Ooh. Oh, I'm gonna spell. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna spend some spell points and point at who? I guess I'll point at Timothy. Timothy, I pointed an evil finger at you, and I need you to make a. Let's see. Charisma saving throw.
Charisma.
Charisma.
Believe it or not, I'm not very charismatic.
Okay. You guys watch as Timothy disappears.
Oh, no.
In fact, a dark vortex appears underneath him and pulls him into it. Excellent. Narash, that makes it your turn.
I'm gonna take one moment in my Quetzalcoatlus form to like goggle at horror at the disappearance of Timothy, um, and then I'm gonna emit a prehistoric scream. I'm gonna make a flying attack at one of the eye creatures on the 3rd level. I'll make it the one sort of in the center of our grid here on the left.
Okay. So you want to attack, sorry, that one up there. No problem. Your Quetzalcoatlus, not even hard. Yeah, make an attack.
And I'm sorry, Matthew, how do I do that?
Oh, right, of course. Sorry, I didn't send you stats. Hold on one second. There we go. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Is it? Yes, this looks right. Dive attack. 30 feet towards the target. Blah, blah, blah. Fly by. Don't provoke attacks. Cool. It's going to be a +4 to hit. And then if you do hit, it'll be 66 plus 2 damage. Which is pretty good. That is a atrociously bad roll, and you do not succeed in hitting it. Why do you think that is? Why do you think you miss?
I think I'm just, I've carried my companions, but I've never spent a whole lot of time in a flying form doing things, dexterous things like zipping in and trying to bite a creature as I'm flying by at fast speed. So I think I'm kind of like a gangly teenage Quetzalcoatlus who kind of makes this bite attack, and I probably do a weird roll in the air and have to flap my wings awkwardly to recenter myself.
Absolutely. That makes perfect sense to me, especially since as you fly towards this bulbous mound, something inside of it seems to open almost like an eye and looks at you, and a beam of cold energy shoots out of it. I need you as a Quetzalcoatlus. In fact, hold on, let me just send you these stats quickly. Oh my gosh. There we go.
I did find it here, so I think I have.
Okay, well, now you got it again. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as a Quetzalcoatlus. That is a success, so you take no points of damage as you dodge out of the way of this beam that comes shooting towards you out of this creature. And we're going to do a couple more of those beams while we're here. I'm going to shoot one at Thea, and I'm going to shoot another one at Narash, and then I'm going to shoot 3 at Nova. So, Thea, can I get a dex save from you?
Can.
No problem. And Narash, can I get another dex save from you as a Quetzalcoatlus? That is also just barely a success. That is just barely a success. And Nova, can I get 3 dex saves from you? Fail. Fail. Success. It is cold damage. That's 2 beams that hit you. They're each 3d6. So that'll be 21 points of cold damage. And that's my villainous turn. And then I get another villainous turn. Cool. The tiger paw begins emanating darkness in a radius around it. Let's make that happen visually. And black. Why is that not doing anything? Whatever. I'm not gonna freak out about it. Oh, that's why. Haha. There we go. Excellent. So it is starting to emanate blackness around it that is expanding outwards. A little bit like that whirling vortex of depression and death that we saw before. Nova, that makes it your turn.
Great. the team, do either of these seem more susceptible to melee damage? Otherwise,
Do
I'm
either of them seem more susceptible to melee damage?
either the paw or the big thing.
The paw was not resistant to magical damage, whereas the big thing was. The paw is surrounded by this pool of inky blackness and depression, which might become a problem. The other thing is riding something, and so it moves very, very fast.
Okay. I guess the other thing is, can I reach either of them for melee?
Where are you? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Looks like it's 45 feet away for either of them. 45 feet away for either of them.
That sounds like a no. Okay.
In the future, though, it might make sense to try attacking the steed, whatever that thing is it's riding. That's going to give it a lot of movement ability.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What can I do? All right. I can move 30 feet. I'd like to move forward towards the big one.
You'll end up next to Thea. Is that okay?
And I would like to do something. What is that something? I can't attack it, so maybe I will try to. Would intimidating it be useful at all?
What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know if it would work, but there's they get some negatives or something if they're intimidated, right?
Sure, it's certainly possible.
Okay, well I'll try to intimidate the big one.
What's the same? Sorry, this is a use of a superiority die, right? Or something, or an effect or something.
No, that one only works.
Great. I just didn't want you to waste a resource. If it wasn't gonna, if their odds were so low, it's a big scary creature. It seems hard to intimidate. But if it's like the resource to intimidate, then let's do it.
Yeah, I mean that either that or just like perception.
If you let's see, if you want to spend your action to make a perception check, depending on the roll, I will give you information about the creature.
Okay.
That you might like to have.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in the eyeballs actually.
Sure.
So I'll do a perception check.
Okay. Excellent. I will answer one question about an eyeball.
Are they in any way like powering either of the other creatures?
No, in fact, it is, unfortunately for them, strategically speaking, it is the reverse. They are powered by the paw.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's your turn?
Yep.
Timothy.
Yep.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. I forgot that I banished you. You are falling through an infinite void and cannot do anything. That must suck for you a lot.
You know, it's you know, I went to college. It's fun.
Fair enough. Thea, that makes it your turn.
Okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna use my sapphire gem. Let's see. I'm gonna cast distance. So any number of targets within 30 feet. I'll just make sure. I'm actually gonna back up a little bit.
Okay.
30. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to cast distance on this thing. I guess it has to make an intelligence saving throw.
Well, that is not its best stat. So Let's see how we do. I get a 4.
Woohoo! It is distanced.
Cool. 30 feet, 60 feet. What is it?
Push back 30 feet. Yeah.
Excellent. And was that it, or the paw, or both?
I would like to do both.
Okay.
Possible.
Let me roll for the paw. The paw is unfortunately a little smarter. Oh, but not a lot. 6. So the paw seems to like be clinging into the inside of this, and as you push it back, like it tries desperately to hold on to where it is, but is shoved out of it and shoved back. And as it is, the inky pool of blackness around it shrinks down.
Ooh. Does it move, or it stays in that original spot?
No, it's thrown back 30 feet and loses its spot.
But I mean the inky blackness. Does that?
No, it moves with it.
Okay.
It moves with it. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well. Well, I'm gonna attack Nova. Nova, this thing comes barreling towards you at a full charge. And I'm going to make 3 attacks against you. Let's see how we do. First one's the charge attack. Does a 15 hit?
No.
Great. Then you avoid the charge damage. 14. Jeez. And a 23.
23 hits.
Excellent. For me. Okay, so that'll be 2d8 plus 5 plus 2d12. Plus 5 plus 2d12. That'll be 19 points of damage. Some of that is slashing, some of it is necrotic, if that matters.
How much is necrotic?
The 2d12 is necrotic, so 9 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. And for the damage resistance, is that for each die or is that total?
Your damage resistance is what kind of damage resistance?
It's I believe it's against piercing, slashing.
Perfect. So it's each hit. So it'll be not each die, because this is the damage die on this thing is 2d8 plus 5. So that's, you have damage resistance for 10 damage.
Okay. So sorry, could you say one more time how much damage I take then off the damage resistance?
Sorry, so your damage it's half damage for you, or is it minus damage?
It's, damage resistance 3.
Great. So that means you'll take 7 plus 9 is 16 points of damage total.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. I will do my best to remember that. Narash, Quetzalcoatlus, you dive bombed this thing badly last turn. Do you have something that you want to do instead this turn?
I do. First of all, I want to observe the place where Timothy disappears. Is there some sort of like remaining evidence of where he went?
There seems not to be any evidence of anything at all. Although I will allow a Arcana check for you, for free.
Arcana is, I believe. Oh no, it's not a particular talent. All right, well, here we go.
Nice. There are spells that can remove people from a field of battle, banishment spells and things like that. But unless they are crazy powerful spells, that would mean that you're crazy out of your league, which you might be, then they require concentration on behalf of the user. And so the best way to recover someone who has been banished would be through causing the person who you're facing to not have concentration anymore.
And that was the Rakshasa or the hand, right?
No, it was the ugly dude.
Okay. I'm going to kind of take one brief instant to, flap my wings, close my eyes, do some visioning, and then I'm going to dive bomb the ugly dude and make an attack on that creature.
Yeah, make that attack.
I can see it. I'm visualizing it.
Oh, gotta love it. That's a hit.
All right. And so that would be 3d.
It's a dive bomb, so it's gonna be 66 plus 2.
Oh, beautiful. Yes, here comes. Shall I roll 3d6 twice, or how?
Doesn't make a difference to me.
Okay.
That is 15 plus 2 makes that 17 points of damage. To which, unfortunately for you, he is resistant. But I do have to make a con save. Which, unfortunately, I succeed. So Timothy is still banished.
Okay, and then with my remaining motion, I think I'm going to. Do I have some? I must.
Yeah.
So
You got
I'm
money.
going to fly down to the southeast part of our battlefield and land and become Narash again.
Okay. And turn back into Narash. Is that looking like an okay position? Are you happy with that?
Not quite as far as that. Maybe just.
It's your token. You can move it.
Great.
I'll allow you to be where you were quite so close. You can be wherever you want to be.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. I'm gonna use 2 legendary actions to make a coordinated strike against Nova. So Nova, first attack. 25 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be 2d plus 5, 2d8 plus 5 plus 2d12. Okay, minus 3, so that'll be, wow, 14 plus 2, so minus 3, so that'll just be 30 damage.
30 damage? Okay.
30 damage total for you. And then the Shadow Lion is going to bite you simultaneously.
Great.
But a 9, I'm sure, misses.
Yep.
Cool. 6 beams of cold and depression shoot out. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's gonna be 2 per person. So can I get 2 dex saves from Thea, 2 dex saves from Nova, and 2 dex saves from Narash? Thea,
I assume
yeah, no damage.
I can only use guidance once. Is that correct?
Yes, and you can't do it. It's an action to cast it.
Oh, I see. Okay, I can't do it as a response.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Nova, cold damage. It'll be 7 cold damage to Nova and 6 cold damage to Narash. Okay. That's my turn. And the paw digs itself in and attempts to expand its field again of inky blackness. Whatever that may be. And Nova, that makes it your turn.
All right. Well, I am right next to the big thing.
Mhm.
So, actually, this just happened. I was wondering if I could use a battle maneuver against the lion thing that attacked me.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, sorry about that. Yes.
When a creature misses, I can use a reaction to melee attack it.
Please do.
Okay. I will do that then. Okay.
Also, I guess they been taking fire damage when they are hitting you?
Well, I guess
I've hit you once with a beam and once with the sword. I'll take it with a beam. I'll take it for the sword though, if you want to roll that as well. But it just happened.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Okay. Always good.
Okay. So I'll attack the lion.
That's a crit. Roll damage.
Great. And then superiority plus damage. So I'm gonna add to the damage with my superiority die.
Yeah, and it's a crit, so that superior die is doubled as well.
Okay. D10. So double 6.
So that's 20. 23 plus 6 is 29. Jeez. The lion is not looking good, and I want you to roll a perception check.
Okay. Perception check.
Nope.
7.
But it's still your turn.
All right, now it's my turn. Okay, I would like to, I'll go ahead, if the lion's not looking good, I'll go ahead and try to kill the lion.
Okay.
All right. 19?
Solid hit.
16?
Yeah, it is well past bloodied.
Okay, I'll hit it again. 23.
Solid hit.
12?
Anything you can add to that? Just out of curiosity? If you do, if not, no big deal. You do have a third attack.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
And I have one more attack.
Yep.
Okay.
This is lion or big guy?
I'll attack the lion again if he's still standing.
Barely.
All right. 28.
Well, that's gonna hit and take out the lion. The lion collapses with its 1 hit point, the off lethal that you were, which happens sometimes.
I'm gonna go ahead and action surge and hit the big guy.
Absolutely. So the lion died this turn. So he stumbles and falls off it and is, shall we say, on his knees, it sort of appears to you. It's hard to make out much of his body because it's made of shadows. You have advantage on all of these attacks.
Brilliant. Okay. All right. 21.
That hits.
For 14.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, next attack.
All right. 31.
That hits.
For 18.
Timothy appears.
All right.
Hey!
And 31 for 14.
Yeah. So you just dig into this creature violently, quickly, and effectively. You dismantle the shadowy lion, winged lion, and this creature falls off it and sort of looks back at its shadowy pet and turns towards you, and you just start slashing at it, and you see as these spurts of this black inky stuff just goes in every direction. It's not happy with you though. I'm gonna use one more legendary action. Oh boy. Well, we'll see if this works. I need a con save.
All right. 23.
It reaches forward and grabs you, and you feel something course through your body, but you jerk your hand off, and you force its hand to leave you back. Let's see, what's something like, so there's like a piece of your armor, like a pauldron or something like that comes off, and you watch as it turns to ash in his hands and turns to dust before you.
Okay.
Timothy.
Okay. Do not let that happen to you, everyone. And thank you, Nova. I assume it was you. Okay. Timothy would like to mull something over.
Okay.
Would knowing that the healing spell hurt them, would a full-on revivify spell hurt them?
Interesting. Yes. Or at least it's worth trying.
Tim. Okay. Well, inspired by his vortex of insanity that he just spent, 6 seconds in, he's going to lunge forward at the big creature and just like grab him in a giant hug. Cast revivify.
Yeah. I love it. What are your thoughts at this moment as you're doing this? What are you thinking about?
I think Timothy is thinking, oh dear God, we are way over our heads, and we need to end this quickly. And this, I think Timothy is more annoyed than scared. He's like, this is bullshit. How dare they, one, like, take me out of the battle, but also, like, how I don't like all this illogical, nonsensical soul physics. So he wants to just like get things done.
So as you feel this like anger and rage and desire to get things done, your hands touch this creature, and they sort of sink into it, and you feel the darkness and the anger inside of it. Seleixa, Can I ask you to share your third secret with Timothy?
Sure. Um. So when Seleixa was 15, she stole something from her family. There was this like a magic amulet that had belonged to her grandmother, and it was like kept in a case in like a room where she wasn't normally like allowed to go, but kind of everybody knew about it. It was one of those things that was sort of like a family like treasure or heirloom. It was possibly very powerful. But she stole it and sold it when she was 15. And when her parents found out, they were like, of course, they were like so furious. They were basically they were gonna send her away, and they just like screamed at her. And her younger sister actually like jumped in and defended her, and like her younger sister like cursed her parents out and like basically like threatened to leave also, and just like completely like tore into them, and she got them so mad that they punished her even worse than they punished Seleixa, and kind of like that probably saved Seleixa from being sent away. Seleixa hasn't really thought about this in years, but it's like kind of, you know, something that she doesn't like to think about. But she's never really resolved her guilt over that.
Timothy, can you please roll for me 12d10?
Okay.
So, Timothy, as you are seeing this vision, everyone else, you see Timothy plunge his hands into this dark creature, and suddenly this creature turns to this radiant, bright light that just fills the entirety of the arena, blinding everyone for a second, and then the light begins to dim, and you see Timothy there standing next to it, and it looks at Timothy with such rage and anger. And it says, "What did you do?" Timothy, that is your turn. Thea.
Wow. So that was the shadowy.
Roll a perception or investigation check, your choice.
Okay. $11.
Yes, it was the shadowy thing.
I feel conflicted. Like, did it change for good? For the good? Is it still evil?
It seems to be still a rage monster of shadow and twisted everything.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna hit it with my longbow.
Yeah, an 18 hits.
I'm gonna add my psychic blade. And then
Sneak attack flies.
okay, yeah. Sneak attack. 26. And would sneak attack be my bonus action?
No, sneak attack's just part of your attack action.
Then I think as a bonus action, I can do a second psionic blade.
Sure, do it.
1d4. But just curious, for this one, would this be considered still with the bow and arrow, or would this be like just?
It's just a straight psionic blade for this one.
Okay. +3.
Beautiful. Can you, for my sake, tell me, what does the psionic blade look like? What does it look like as you launch it from yourself directly into this creature?
I think it looks like, like a small blade, but definitely you almost can't even see it move. Like you almost can't even see it. Like it just like seems see-through, but you can just kind of see the air around where it's going, moving around.
So you launch this, and it pierces into this creature, and again, it flashes into it, and for a second, you flash into Selexa's mind. You look out and you see a vision. Seleixa, can you share Secret 1 with Thea?
Yes. You see Seleixa in a like a kind of hidden or secret room, and you see her across a table from Professor Recha, and there's a like a paper on the like the desk between them, and Seleixa is like holding a pen, like about to sign it.
And you flash back into your own mind and out of this thing. Beautiful. Unfortunately, though, it is its turn. And I need to kill some people, otherwise I'm going to die. So, in a fit of self-preservation, it sort of glances back at the paw and says, "Fix it!" And then turns back towards you. And I think I'm going to divide my attacks between Nova and Timothy. So I think that'll be 2 attacks against Nova and 1 attack against Timothy. So Nova, 28 on the first attack and a 12 on the second. I assume the 12 misses. Great. 2d8 plus 5 plus 2d12 minus 3. That is going to be 27 points of damage to you because of your damage resistance. And Timothy, against you, a miss. Yeah, so this thing seems to be like slashing wildly. It's the only reason it got Nova is because it was just like a dumb luck stroke of just like desperation as it swings in all directions, sort of uncontrollably thrashing, desperately fighting for its existence. Narash, that makes it your turn.
Yeah, how far can I dash?
Dashing is an action. It doubles your movement.
I see. Okay.
Or, sorry, dashing is an action. It is equivalent to your movement.
Okay. Seeing that Nova is taking some really heavy damage, I'm going to move. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I don't need to move very far. I'm just going to come up to here, and I'm going to cast. Oops, sorry. And I'm going to cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Beautiful.
Unfortunately, I think I'm too far from the Rakshasa, but I'll include everybody who's in my sphere, including the shadowy creature.
Beautiful. You want to roll that mass cure wounds for me?
Yeah. That's 3d8 plus my spellcasting modifier.
So that'll be 13 health to everyone. That's 1, 2, 3. Timothy, are you at full?
Yes.
Yeah, you haven't been hit yet. Okay, so that's 39. So this thing is going to take 42, 52 damage. Doesn't like it all. Yeah. What's Narash doing while he's doing this? What does it look like? What are you feeling?
I think I'm rubbing my scaly hands together, and there's this sort of aura of concentration, and then I just send it out in this kind of light wave that appears like a sphere that emanates from within me.
Yeah, I love that. That's fantastic. So this brilliant flash of light opens up in front of you and spreads to everyone. And this creature, again, it seems to almost like decay in the light. The light is something that it actively does not like or does not like experiencing. And it looks at you, and for a second it makes eye contact, and you see it. And just for a second, Seleixa, can you share your fourth secret?
So Seleixa has been in love once before. She had a boyfriend who was an elf from a kind of unremarkable family. Her family was like super famous and like well known and wealthy, and his family was like kind of like lived much more humbly. And he dumped her because his family didn't approve of him dating a tiefling. And despite how famous her grandmother is for like betraying the empire, there are still many people, many elves in Sunera who don't believe that tieflings can be anything other than fascists and colonizers. And there's still a part of Seleixa that believes that might be true.
Beautiful. Thea, I'm going to ask you to make 2 dexterity saving throws. First one is a success, the second one a failure. Okay. 11 points of damage to you. That's cold damage specifically. Nova, can you make 1 dexterity saving throw for me? That'll be 11 points of cold damage to you. Timothy, can you make 2 dexterity saving throws for me? Both are successful. And Narash, can you make 1 dexterity saving throw for me as these beams shoot out and try and hit you? Narash, that'll be 10 points of cold damage to you. The Rakshasa Paw expands its vortex, and this creature is going to use a legendary action to move towards the vortex. It'll provoke attacks of opportunity because it no longer has its mount. When it does the mounts, it doesn't. So that'll be Timothy and Nova. If you'd like to make melee attacks against this creature, you should feel free to do so. 27 solidly hits.
I think the only melee I would have prepared, because I have my bow out. I
Oh,
guess.
okay, then never mind.
No, I will bite him.
Oh, you can bite him. Of course, you bite a lot. Bite away. 23 solid hits for 3 piercing damage. Gotta love it.
Plus, technically, plus 4 more for. Oh well, no, I rolled the wrong thing. Sorry. Oh yeah.
Oh, so no. Okay, fair enough. 4 more either way. Gotta love it. Okay, so it moves back into this, and it tries to touch into this circle that the Rakshasa paw is generating outwards. And as it does, you see it like kind of the black around it, this shadow that's constantly in flux and constantly moving, seems to strengthen as it touches the paw. Nova, that makes it your turn.
All right. I would like to down a healing potion.
Okay.
I think I have one that's 8d4 plus 8.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
That sounds like a good healing potion to down.
Okay. 29 points. So
Feel free to take it.
Right. Okay, let me add that. Can I still attack?
Yeah, that's just a bonus action.
Can I still move and attack?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I would like to move towards the big guy and do some attacking.
Do it.
All right. Okay.
14 misses.
Okay. Let's try again. 21.
Solid hit.
14.
Mm-hmm.
And 16.
16 misses, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay. To the one that hit, could I add a thing?
Yep.
Can I add a menacing attack?
Yeah.
So it's going to make a wisdom save of 16, or it's frightened. And I'm gonna add the superiority die to that.
I succeed my saving throw, but I take the damage either way.
Okay, plus 9 damage.
Excellent. Yeah. It is not frightened of you, and therefore you do not get a secret.
Okay.
Timothy, you're up.
Okay. Timothy's going to do some good old-fashioned attacking, I think.
Mm-hmm. What do you attack?
He is going to... actually, he's first going to cast... Oh, where'd it go? Flame arrows on his quiver.
I love it.
Because one of the things was resistant to non-magical damage. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, and he's going to shoot at the big thing.
The big thing. Shoot at the big thing.
Solid strategy. Anytime.
Shoot at the big thing. Yeah, 17. That hits. That's the AC. You found its AC. Absolutely. These are flame arrows. Is that correct?
Yeah. So it's 11 plus 2 fire plus 4 for Colossal Slayer.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. As the fire hits it, I'm gonna give you a perception check.
Oh. Okay. 25.
It hits the shadow creature, and as it does, the shadow recoils from it. And just for a second inside of it, you see just a flash of horn. And then the shadow horn. And then the shadow recovers.
Not sure what to make of that. More shooting, probably. He's within 10 feet, or they are 10 feet apart, right?
Uh,
The
Well, if
two
you-
creatures?
yes.
Okay, well, that means I will get a volley. So from that first shot, I'm going to shoot the other thing too.
Feel free.
15
15 hits. Yep.
10.
Nice.
Plus fire. And has that been damaged? Has the paw been damaged?
Yes.
Okay.
You attacked it immediately at the top.
Oh yeah, that's right. So plus another 4.
Nice.
Okay, and then this is my second attack now.
Yeah.
24.
That solidly hits. That'll be 8 plus flame arrows again.
Plus flame arrows again. Yep.
Would you like to make another perception check?
I would. Yeah. Let's see if John or Timothy is smarter this time. 22.
Yeah. You see a flash of ruby skin.
I see. It's all fitting together. Okay, and I will use my volley on the other thing one more time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. 15 hits for 10 more damage.
Plus 4 fire.
Mm-hmm. Gotta love it.
He's going to shout. So, oh wait. So is Seleixa red colored?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay. Does that look like someone to you? Is that a? Am I going crazy? Was it too many turns in the vortex, or did you see that too? Nova, you were right next to it.
What?
In anger and rage, I am going to use let's see, another legendary action. I'm gonna try and let's see, I'm gonna shoot Timothy. Yeah, I'll shoot Timothy for. I'll just spend one legendary action and shoot Timothy for now. 14 to hit. Wow, that is. I cannot roll for the Dickens today, right now. Not against Timothy, at least. Thea, that makes it your turn.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna run forward to like there. From here, I'm gonna use my sapphire gem again. I want to do distance.
Okay.
So yeah, they both have to make intelligence saving throws.
Okay. 1d10 plus 2. 13 on the first one, and for the plus 3. And a 13 on the second one. They both get a 13.
Cool, they both fail.
Okay.
Ooh.
How far does this push them? 30 feet?
30 feet, yeah.
Okay, straight line. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Again, you see as the paw like suffers, it seems to shrink as it is pulled from this. It seems to be trying to root in deeply into this and spread out from there. But every time you force it to move, it forces it to lose some of its hold. The other creature seems diminished slightly as it loses connection with the paw.
Perfect. And yeah, that's my turn.
Excellent. Okay, yeah, it moves towards the paw again and gets there and is going to take 2 shots. Thea, you're going to be shot at twice this time because you were the one who's causing the biggest problem for it. So I'm going to shoot at you twice. I get a nat 1 and then a 27.
The 27 hits.
Okay. Beam of dark energy comes towards you. 26 necrotic damage.
Okay.
But it's
And
1
then-
hit if you want to do your thing, slash it in half and take 13 instead.
Yeah.
Okay. Narash, that makes it your turn.
Yeah, I almost thought that Thea disrupted my plan, but fortunately things worked out. So I'm going to move, let's see, to about here. And then I'm going to, kind of focusing on this darkness and light theme, I'm going to cast my, kind of pull out my big guns here and cast Sunbeam.
Great. I love it.
And if they, here comes the sun.
Tweet and Okay. Let's see. I believe that's a con save for me. Yeah, that's gonna suck. Cool. Let's do this thing. The Ashen one first. Con save is +3. Jeez. I fail for a full 25 points of damage. This is a sunbeam. It is vulnerable to it and takes double damage. As for the other thing, the claw. Let's see, what do I got here? +4. See how we do. I succeed, so I take half damage for that thing. So I'll take 13 points of damage. Yeah. Absolutely. Claw is not looking good. The vortex that it's trying to grow and spread inside of this is not looking healthy, and it is not growing this turn. I will take my 6 beam shots though at you guys because I can. Let's see. Narash, you're in position to take 2. Nova, you're in a position to take 1. Thea, you're in a position to take 2, and Timothy, you're in a position to take 1. So Narash, take 2 deck saves. Okay, that'll be 9 points of damage to you. Nova, take 1 deck save. That is a success. Thea, take 2 deck saves. That is a success. And Timothy, take 1 deck save. Okay, that is also a success. Great. Oh boy, I'm not doing well here. Okay, well, I cannot expand it this turn because of Sunbeam. Nova, that makes it... oh, actually, sorry, no, I'm going to take a legendary action. And I'm going to shoot at Nova. 21 to hit.
21 hits.
21 points of damage.
Great.
And now it is your turn.
Okay.
Is that -3?
Sorry, that should be 18 points of damage. You're right.
18? Okay.
Yep.
Alright. Okay. I'm going to use a second wind and get some more health.
Okay.
So D10 plus level, and what level are we?
11.
Okay. Alright, so 14 more points.
Every little bit helps.
Yep. Alright, can I get to the thing?
It only moved 30 feet, so probably.
Okay.
Oh, not quite. Interesting.
Okay. What can I do? I'll
That
just...
seems mechanically like I must have messed up there. Because it was in melee with you, and then it was pushed back 30 feet. Right? So, I think I must have screwed that up. They must be there. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Truck and attack it.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
'21 hits.
Alright. 18.
It is not looking good.
Alright.
23 hits.
For 12.
Mm-hmm.
And 31.
That also hits.
15.
Oh boy. It is not in good shape.
I would like to try again to scare it.
Sure. Is this wisdom?
Wisdom save of 16.
Okay. It fails. It is not scared of you.
So it's frightened, which means it has disadvantage on attacks, ability checks, I think.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, and I also add a D10.
Absolutely.
For 10 more damage.
Wow. So this thing shrivels before you, weakening, and the shadows seem to thin out. And this creature looks up at you, like terrified. Timothy.
If this is like a personification of Seleixa or something, I'm conflicted as to whether or not we kill it or kill it with love, or I don't understand this soul logic. Anyone? Anyone? No, okay, I'll just shoot it. That's fine. I'm gonna aim at the claw.
Okay. 22 solidly hits.
Plus fire, plus also fire.
It is also not looking. Well, it's past bloodied, I'd say.
Okay. And I will take the volley for the other thing.
Yeah, at this point that hits it. The volley will hit it. It is diminished heavily.
Okay. And here's shot number 2 against the claw.
Okay. That hits.
Okay. And plus fire.
Okay.
And here's the last volley.
That's all the hits.
For 7 plus fire.
Oh god, we're riding close to the edge here. Okay, fair enough. Nova, the creature looks up at you and says, "Please." And it makes eye contact with you. Seleixa, can you share our last secret? You're muted.
Oh, okay. Not that long ago, maybe like 2 years ago. Seleixa had a fling with the son of a wealthy merchant, and I don't know, they were like pretty crazy together, and they like went all sorts of places, and drank a lot, and probably did some very expensive drugs too. I don't know, just kind of, you know. Anyways, something happened while they were like traveling the Shimmering Seas together, while they were outside of Sunera. And what exactly happened is kind of a black spot. But you do know that she like basically ran away from whatever happened in a hurry, and she does not know if he is still alive.
Thea, that's your turn.
First I'm gonna run forward. Something like that. And then I'm gonna use the Sapphire Gem again. This time I'm gonna cast Flay.
Okay.
So this creates a 60-foot cone of psionic blast. So they have to make intelligence saving throws.
Yeah. This is the big guy and the claw. The big guy succeeds, the claw fails.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, on a failed save, it takes psychic damage of 1 psychic die, or half as much damage on a successful one.
Okay. Roll that damage.
So then for this, do I just roll the psychic die? So it'd just be like 1d10.
Is that all it is? I thought it was 3 times your psychic die or something like that. But
I haven't used this, I don't think, yet.
Fair enough. Well, let me look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what I got here. What it allows is it allows you to spend as many psychic dice as you want.
Oh, okay. So every 2.
So you can spend every psychic die will increase the die of damage you do, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay. And in that case, I'm just gonna do. I'm gonna do 4.
Okay. Then roll your 4d10 plus your int.
40 plus what?
Int. Your int mod.
Okay. 10.
$19. Okay, and this thing succeeded, is that right? So it's only 10 for it. Okay. The claw that is embedded into the floor here and seems to be trying to burrow deeper into it, somehow seeking even deeper recesses into Seleixa, is like barely moving. It's trying its best, but it's not doing much. Narash, what do you want to do?
So the claw. Can I tell really kind of how close it is to being perishing or being defeated or killed?
On death's door.
Okay. I'd really love to get some answers from this thing and be able to speak to it. But at the same time, I think the priority is saving Seleixa. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move forward a little bit and then cast Wall of Fire, specifically to create a firewall in a circle around the claw, separating it from the other creature and focusing the fire damage inward.
Absolutely, I love it. It's 5d8 fire damage, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna make a die roll here. This doesn't mean anything.
Of course.
You can forget that this die roll exists. What's your spell save DC out of curiosity? Top right of your spell page.
Yeah, got it. 17.
Okay. A wall of fire erupts, and the claw becomes isolated from everything. And the shadow monster, its shadows shrink and decrease, and the tethers that bind it, that seem to make it connected to the claw itself, decrease. It doesn't disappear entirely, but it does seem much more manageable now. It's about maybe 3.5 feet tall, and it very clearly has the shape of a little tiny miniature version of Seleixa, just proportioned down, though still made out of shadow. And with that, you are out of combat. The claw is now surrounded by a wall of flame. What's left of it? Narash, do you have something you want to do here?
First, I want to speak to the figure of Seleixa and say, "Are you Seleixa? Can you hear us?"
I'm part of her.
Are you still under the command of that creature?
No.
But I still see a little bit of an aura around you.
That's me.
What do you know about this creature that's been afflicting you?
The way it was tracking me, it was accessing parts of me and making them stronger.
we only saw it making you weaker. What parts were it making stronger?
She sort of looks at herself. Just this part.
Oh. I look around to my companions. Hop on in, guys. Any questions?
Are you Selexa's soul?
No. Well, a part of it?
Are you her inner child?
No, I'm closer to like, I don't know, inner anger.
I thought you'd be taller.
Fuck you.
Just kidding. Just kidding. What do you know about who's in control of the Rakshasa that's been controlling you?
She sort of looks over at the claw that's surrounded by fire and says, I don't know, ask it.
Hey, stupid claw thing.
You hear this weird breathing, and it's very disturbing to hear breathing when there's no mouth, no gills, no lungs. It's just this claw that seems to be having this raspy breath.
I step into the fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm
It doesn't
tired.
turn or look, it's just stuck there.
Okay. Hey, who's in charge?
Why should I tell you anything?
Well, we could not kill you the second time.
You're going to kill me no matter what.
We could make your death less painful.
Why would you do that?
Well, some of us wouldn't, but Timothy here is just a really sweet fellow.
I do appreciate compassion.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a role here, either persuasion or intimidation. I
Can
feel like
I-
intimidation is persuasion. Yeah.
Can I
No.
intimidate it?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Not very.
Yeah, it seems defiant and willful.
Can I try? Is the second roll okay? Can I try to persuade it?
I mean, we have to change the situation for you to roll again, but yeah. How do you do that? Where do you go with this?
Um,
Do you have anything to offer it? Anything it might like?
like a soul cookie. Sure. I'll hold out. I'll kind of look at my companions and just sort of make a face, and I'll hold out a vial of Earth's blood.
You see one of the claws twitch, like it wants that very badly.
And I'll say, so we were talking about where you come from and who you are employed by.
Yeah, roll a persuasion check.
And here I'm going to use guidance.
Sure.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You will get nothing from me.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, can we just excise this and
Can I kill it? Yeah?
Sure, if you want to.
Yeah.
Anyone objecting? Great. Yeah, so you just stab it, it's dead. And with that, the sinking and disgusting black webbing that seems to be running through this entire chamber dissipates to nothing. And it looks, I mean, it's still old and still ruined, but it's kind of beautiful.
So there's no remnants at all of this creature or its blackness.
Just just mini Selexa's in a rage.
You seem cool.
Shut up.
Why are
And
you angry so much?
Hmm?
Why are you so angry?
Whatever.
No? Nothing?
Whatever. I think we flash back to the library, the study room, and Seleixa suddenly, for the first time in weeks, you don't feel tired. You feel energy sort of return towards you, and your cheeks regain some color, your eyes brighten. Everything about you feels just a little bit more together. And Ashra looks at you and says, "Wow, they did it." And then waves her hands, and suddenly your friends are here. They look beaten, battered, bruised, and in awful shape, but they are here. And with that, we're going to go to break. Back in 10L. Hey everyone, welcome back to Sagas of the Shimmering Sea, The Chosen Few. As always, I'd like to take a moment here at the top of the second hour to encourage you, yes you, to think about your place in the world and how and what and why you can make it better, because you can. I don't know what that looks like for you. Everyone is a different person, they're in different life situations, and I don't want to pretend to know what that looks like for you. But on some level, there's probably something that you can do to help someone, because it turns out it's really freaking hard to be a person. Suffering seems to be a pretty universal thing, and anything that you can do to alleviate that suffering is, to me, a universal good. So I want to take a second, always here, to encourage you to think about your life, think about how you can help someone, and encourage you to do that. Even if it's just getting a present for your mother for her birthday, which is what I'm doing right now. And with that being said, I want to remind you that we've got other shows on this channel. I know. We've got 3 shows on this channel right now, and all 3 of them take place in the same world. We've got this show, the show you're watching now, which may not take place on the same world for too long, but we'll find out. It takes place in the same setting, at least. And then we've got 2 shows on Thursdays. Thursday mornings, we've got our Mega Dungeon. They are having a good old time dealing with bosses, and they recently, let's see, what did they do? Oh yes, they took a powerful and evil psionic person and helped her put her mind into the body of a Tarask. Why did they do this? I'm not entirely certain, but it made sense in the time, and I'm very happy that my evil villain succeeded in her evil plan. So now they have to deal with that, I guess, or something. We'll figure that out. That's fun. So that's Thursday mornings, and then Thursday evenings, we're attempting to overthrow a fascist dictator. That's always a fun thing to do too. Turns out fascist dictators are fascist, and we don't like them. And I think this crew of people also doesn't like them because he sucks. But on the other hand, now he's got some mind control issues because this group successfully mind controlled him for a pirate, and so a pirate queen has control over a fascist dictatorship now. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll have to figure that out. We're still figuring out the consequences of all that, but it's pretty cool, and we will see what that all amounts to.
Matt, I'm assuming that all of the campaigns got the Simpsons meme.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that killed me.
It was generated by one of the campaigns. It was generated by the assassination of Primarch Magley Black Eyes. Actually, it killed me very much.
Wow.
Yes, I think it was Sarah. Positively, that was your.
Why am
meme.
I not?
Yes.
Why am I not surprised? Of course.
I know.
Yes.
Of course, it was Sarah. The other thing that I think I sent around to everyone, I don't know if we got this, but we got art of all of the bosses, pixel art of all of the bosses for the my Thursday campaign. If I haven't sent that around, remind me to, and I'll pass it out. But it's pixel art in the style of Mega Man games, of all of the villains of the dungeon, the hidden tomb, the lost tomb of Akarit are dealing with. And we'll put red X's as they cross them off. Now, of course, we've got a problem where 2 of them have become the same boss now because Nulri, the Psionic, and the Tarask merged. But I don't have a way to generate that artistically. But nonetheless, there's pixel art of the 8 bosses that they are dealing with, and
That's right.
You know, I'll pass that on to you guys too. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Okay. With that, also we'll find a way to show that on the Thursday stream at some point. He says to the producer Marcus, who's here. At some point, we will figure out how to show that to the world on that stream. Excellent. Back to it then. So you guys come out. Wow. How do you all look? What's the overall vibe? How do you all feel?
Nova's looked better.
Nova's looked better? Excellent. There was a degree of exhaustion as we fought through this, and we stabbed our butler, who was Seleixa. Seleixa, how are you feeling?
Seleixa is like, she has a look on her face like she looks like really intensely angry, but it's like the face of somebody who's like trying to keep from like bursting into tears. And I think she actually she disappears
Wow. Magically?
Yes.
Beautiful. I love it. So the Dragonborn are there. And they're kind of surprised and sort of glance around. Ashura looks at you all and says, are you is everything, did it go okay?
Pretty much as expected.
Hey, we're not dead.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good step. And you removed the curse, the infection?
It's dead now.
Well, isn't that just great? Says Katz, looking around. Seems that we may have caused some situation here. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and guess that Seleixa is looking for some privacy. If she's not, she can kick me. Sort of.
Oh,
Wait.
she's not there. She actually, she misty stepped out of the room and then like changed her appearance and just basically wandered off into the library.
Yeah, he's operating under the delusion that you cast invisibility on yourself.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So he says, if she wants something else, then she'll want privacy. So let's all I'm just gonna casually open the door and allow anyone who wants to walk through. I'll wait here awkwardly for about 20 seconds and kind of stand here.
Does the ice wall dissipate?
Yes.
Okay.
Ashura pulls it down.
But meanwhile, I'm going to say, yeah, it was really a shame, actually. The creature died without being able to tell us any answers to where it had come from or really who was behind its actions. But do you know anything about that?
No, you were... No? Sorry, you all sort of breezed in here, being a little bit familiar with who I am, asked for a favor, which I have done, and I honestly, I don't know you that well. I know that it's been, like, obviously I put your bodies into your friend's soul, and that's, like, that creates sort of the illusion of intimacy here, but I don't really know you that well.
Are you saying this because you don't want to tell us something?
What? No. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what's going on, she says.
Can I do an insight check on?
Yeah, sure.
Ashura?
May in fact not know what's going on.
An 11.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, she seems not to know like what's going on. She doesn't have any signs of deception, although it's harder to read some faces than others. But you know, she seems like you don't really have any reason to believe that she would know that something is going on too. What she's known for, what you came to her for, was the ability to break curses, not the ability to know what's going on now. She does know things that are going on, but you know that's different than knows what this is about, quote unquote.
Well, let's see. I'm Timothy. We can start there, and we.
Dr. Rowe, right?
Yes. Oh, okay.
Yes.
You know me.
Yes, we did meet and discuss things.
Right.
I
it just feels like such a long time ago.
It's been, an hour, but my understanding is that when you're inside someone's soul, it feels like an hour is a month.
Yeah, it really does. That is uncanny. Anyway, we're the chosen few. But did we do that in introductions an hour ago? No.
Yes,
we covered that. Okay.
The ones who went to the Kava and did the whole Kavanian thing.
We did that whole thing. Yes. Okay. Well, maybe someone with a better understanding of what we already talked about should jump in here.
No, it's fine. It's good to review these things sometimes.
Well, I bet you can be helpful. But you know what else can be helpful? This library.
True.
You get a tour of the library at some point?
Sorry, say again?
Could you give us a tour of the library?
Are you looking for something in particular? I'm a librarian here. I can help you find knowledge that you might be looking for.
Well, do you have books on rare prion fish species?
Sure. The River Uxia has all sorts of fish. If you're interested.
Is this just for record? Is this a checking things out type of library, or is it like a chains on the valuable tomes kind of library?
Chains on the more valuable tomes type of library, but there's plenty of books that are available for general public consumption and borrowing. We don't. The Prion government has determined that some knowledge is best to be safeguarded by the librarians here. But that's only certain rare things, nothing about fishing, to my knowledge. If you want to know about... Have you ever tried perch?
The fish? Perch?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Well, we have our own sort of variant of it here.
Oh, okay.
The Uxia perch. Also, bony fish are quite popular, and a variant of trout called brown trout. Brown trout, yes.
Freshwater rays too, perhaps? Or...
Yes, of course.
Great. Okay.
Fishing is really sweet, and I can't wait to go with you sometime, Tim. I just was really interested in some contemporary political theory. Do you have some books, perhaps, on the current state of the empire, its goals, its leaders, and its current sort of, shall we say, aims?
She points and then says, "Turn left when you walk out this door and go to the end of the hallway and then turn right. 3 doors. You'll find a large room. It's filled with newspapers."
Newspapers. Okay. I was just hoping for something a little more specific than just current events, like maybe something analytical.
Okay, I mean, I think we have some articles on political theory. Is that the sort of thing you're looking for? Like current political theory?
Yeah,
Most of the books here are historical and records, so while we do keep modern things, we have a modern fiction section that's quite popular with the locals. Most of the heavier stuff is going to be more geared towards the past. I mean, there's several scholarly works that are in progress right now of modern sort of post-imperial political theory, and right now books are coming out about the Chaos Wars and the New Founding. But I mean, there's probably something that you could look for, sure.
Okay. I think if everyone doesn't mind, I'm just gonna go do a little quick research and see if I can find something that isn't chained down.
I'm sure you'll be fine. The chained tomes tend to be, either deeply valuable or also chained is metaphorical. It's more of a magical protection on them, not, we don't actually change things. But nonetheless, yes, they tend to be like very rare, hyper valuable, and sometimes have like magic in them or curses and things like that. You guys have dealt with enough curses, so we'll avoid that for you.
Okay. Well, I don't know what others are inclined to do. I sort of think this might be an opportunity for Narash to do some research.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Thought of is I think I'm not really sure how this works outside of a battle and turn-based situation, but and we seem to be out of the thick of things, but I thought about casting Aura of Vitality and doing some healing on people.
Absolutely. So Aura of Vitality lasts a minute. There's no danger to anyone, so that's 2d6 per round for a minute. So that would be 20d6 that you can spread around as you see fit.
Cool. No, but you're kind of hurting, right?
Yeah, I'm at I think 34 hit points.
Why don't you take how's everybody else?
Why don't you roll 20d6? I'm gonna do this the easiest and simplest way that I possibly can. Why don't you roll 20d6 for me, Nat?
Yeah.
43. 58. That looks like 4, 10. Yeah,
Sorry.
58.
Yeah.
No problem. 58 points of healing that we can spread between the four of you as you need. Timothy, you're fine?
Yep.
Cool. How down are you, Nova?
I'm down 70.
Okay. How down are you, Thea?
I'm about halfway, like
Which is 30, 40,
30.
50?
Yeah.
Okay. And how down are you, Nat?
I'm also halfway.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I let's say 58, let's say 20 to 20 to Nova and 19 to Narash and Thea. That sound good? That's
Sure.
fair to everyone? I'm, for
Yeah.
expediency, just tearing through it rather than, "Ooh, give me one more, roll it over. Sound good? Okay, so you all are there for like a minute, and while Narash is healing you guys up, let's flash and take a look at where Seleixa is and what Seleixa is doing.
So, there's a human woman in a pretty nondescript, like brown cloak, with her hair like braided back, and she is in a dark corner of the library with a pile of books in front of her, and they seem to be mostly books related to. Oh, I know you mentioned that there were some books about like, would there be some books about Illumina Starborn here?
100%.
Okay, yeah. So they're books like about her, and books about the like the Chaos Wars were like, that was when the Tuan Empire was.
Yeah, the Tuan Empire fell, and then we had the Chaos Wars, and then Illumina Starborn sort of led to the end of the Chaos Wars.
Yeah, so it's books about the Chaos Wars, and just like stuff related to that. And there's like a big pile in front of her, and she's just like, I don't know, just buried in them. Yeah.
Yeah, doing the reading. I love it. If you'd like to make an investigation check, the library provides you advantage.
Cool. No, this is not really in Slex's wheelhouse, but she is feeling determined. So we'll see what happens.
I love it. That is a 22. Okay. You are in a position that is different from most historians, and different from most people. You didn't know Illumina Starborn. You never met her. But you've had a lot more experiences than other people have had. A lot of weirder experiences than other people have had. A lot of more out there experiences than other people have had. And just from the descriptions, from the talk about it, from pretty much everything, you become convinced that Illumina Starborn, while most people thought she was human, was probably in some way, shape, or form related to the Kava. But some of the things she says, some of the quotes about her, don't feel very Kavanian. And if you're okay with this, I would like to provide a theory for you that you are having that may be true, if that seems reasonable.
Sure. Yeah. I have a personal theory as a player
I'm curious
as well, but
go for it. I'm curious.
My theory as a player is that she was an off-worlder who came to the Kva.
Yes, you are very close to. You are almost spot on. She's an off-worlder of the same heritage as the Kava, from the offshoot, but never came really to the Kava. She came here, she saw the Kava, and said, "Screw that," and instead went elsewhere. So you are 100% correct in that theory. So she is an offshoot of their. We would say that they have like ancestral heritage that is similar. That is something that you have enough evidence now to at least support for yourself. It's probably not enough evidence to prove it to others in quite the same way, but it's enough to make you feel relatively confident about that. With the 22, I'll also allow you to, and you don't have to do these now, but if you want to have 3 questions about Illumina Starborn that I will answer truthfully, you can think through them and get back to that. And so I'm going to dive to other people now. Narash, you're looking about current political theory. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of broad strokes here, but Narash is trying to like do the impossible here, like fight back against the Empire from being away from his home planet that's already occupied. So I guess what I'm looking for is any sense of what the Empire's strategy is, and how I, as an individual with the current very few resources that I have, can start to make progress. I already have one thought about like trying to work on the corruption of the citrine algae and return to the planet. Anything else I can glean?
Absolutely. Yeah, why don't you roll an investigation check as well? The library will again provide advantage. In case you couldn't tell, I like libraries.
That's an 18 with advantage.
Yeah, beautiful. So doing research, looking around at things, trying to figure things out. A couple things come to mind. First of all, the founding of the Grand Accord is a very weird thing in the history of this planet. This planet has a history that is mired in conflict and war and conquering. And the idea of cooperation and collaboration is almost like comically out of place. So someone trying to do that and being successful to some extent with that is pretty impressive to you. More than that, though, I'll say that currently you're in Prion. Prion refers to itself as an empire. It's not really, though. It refers to itself that as sort of a reminiscence of its glory days before the Tuan Empire conquered it. And all of these empires are so paltry compared to the Empire, as you know it. The Empire is, a multi-planetary domination or dominion. Prion is, several thousand square miles. I don't know, something like that. I don't have my distances figured out, but it's nothing, right? It's nothing. Right now, Prion, your local location, seems to be very much on a quest for identity. The local Prion government is funding a lot of expeditions into research towards the past and trying to figure out what's going on with their own past. As like it seems like the purpose of it is to create like a shared mythos that will be a rallying cry for the people, and that's something that I think you can identify with. Dregma has a lot of mythos that you believe in, folk tales, stories, various things, and whether you think they are true or not doesn't really matter. They create a shared dialogue for the culture, and that helps to build the culture in some ways. That sense of shared dialogue, and I think that's the primary. Do you feel like that's helping answer your question? It's a little bit of a vague question, so you're getting a little bit of a vague answer.
I'm not sure that I understand how that is pushing me towards a direction in which to move.
Okay. Well, let me think on that then. So you're looking for like a path to how to get these people to help, how to get them to struggle against the Empire directly, what's the
Yeah, I guess I mean, I'm asking more than I imagine would be reasonable to find out, just through perusing
in the local library is the thing we're working on. I mean, it's a good library, but
Yeah, so it's just I'm looking for a starting step in a strategy where I could begin to find. Yeah, I guess what you said is basically true. Begin to find more allies in my personal fight against the Empire / find a way for me to be an inflection point in some way in my personal battle.
Yes. Um. I think blatantly, like, the only organizations that have the potential to help you on a planetary level are the Kava and the Grand Accord. Everything else is just too small. At least that you can find within 18.
There's actually a past guiding light of, or sorry, a past belief of mine that I never got to work on for whatever reason, was reaching out more to the Grand Accord. So that this helps solidify that.
Absolutely. I love that.
Great.
Excellent. Timothy, you look like you want to do some research.
I think Timothy is being a little sneaky, and he inquired about fish more as like a red herring, and knowing the Druid decimal system,
Yeah,
he's going to he also had a plan of going to find news articles about Lumina Starborn, specifically if there have been any like very symbolic iconography or like relics or something that have popped up in recent events.
I love it. Investigation check. Library provides advantage. Beautiful. Yes, there have been. There have been tales of a lot of people, a lot of small stories. It's interesting. You don't find most of them in the like major newspapers, but in sort of the gossip magazines and the like. There's a lot of stories about people who claim to hear her voice or see her moving or something like that. There's like she's almost become like a Bigfoot figure in some ways, where like people claim to see things, but it does tend to be very localized phenomena. Items, pearls, statues, gems, things like this. And there's in fact one story that you come across directly that is so powerful to people that people feel a sense of peace when they hold this emerald. Don't know why, but for whatever reason, this emerald is seen as like something that people hold and they feel a sense of peace. And for a while, it was the property of a soothsayer, who was using it to sort of calm people who came into her shop to like help this. But she came on hard times and ended up selling it to someone, and it's going to be up for auction in a couple of weeks. Actually, sorry, not in a couple of weeks, in a couple of days.
Is it being auctioned off by Songshore Enterprises?
Indeed, it is being auctioned off by Songshore Enterprises. How did you know? Yes, it's being auctioned off by Songshore Enterprises, and it's quite the deal. There's a lot of things being auctioned off there. There's art, there's rugs, there's all these finds from several excavations at several different tombs that are being auctioned off, and then this gem is being included as well. It seems like quite the happening, as it were. With a 23, I will give you 3 questions as well. Okay. If you want to, and again, I will give you time to think about them. Nika, do you want me to answer those 2 questions before you ask your third?
Yes, please.
Absolutely. Your questions. Do you want to read your questions? Your first question.
Sure. So first question is, what links did Illumina Starborn have with Celestia and or the Proud Waters? So kind of trying to figure out like why did we find what we found there?
Yeah, absolutely. First things first, I'll say that Illumina has lots of links to all the major nations because she was about unifying them, and that's very, very evident. The Proud Waters in specific, though, they helped finance and fund this. They sort of they were rich before, and then sort of made some money off the Chaos Wars, and then sort of switched over to her side, quote unquote, because they thought that she was going to be the winning side. You know them well enough to know that they were very mercenary and very greedy, and like they, from their perspective, it was an investment. Illumina was warned about the Proud Waters multiple times being mercenary, but Illumina, in some sense, some might even say, was naive or perhaps just believing in her like core tenets a lot, and so she trusted the Proud Waters. And it's unknown exactly what happened, but the Proud Waters were supposed to be at a large signing event that they were not at, that was at the explosion. They were major funders of the whole project, but the explosion occurred and killed a lot of people, 46 in fact. And the Proud Orders were not among the people who died out of luck. They had some press tours where they expressed grief about the whole event, and then said that they were going to commission a statue of Illumina Starborn. But then it was never really revealed to the public, and people kind of forgot about it. And they were also good friends with Magley Black Ice as well. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Sorry. Quick reminder about like timelines. Like, what's the general timeline for like how long ago was the explosion? The whole like, explosion?
Time poofy magic stuff.
Yeah,
Probably
I mean, like,
year and a half.
Sorry.
Year and a half.
Oh, okay. So okay,
Yeah, it's relatively recent.
And before that, like, what's this general scale of time for the like fall of the empire and the founding of the Grand Accord?
Yeah, so the fall of the empire was 150 years ago now.
Okay.
So that's the time of your great grandmother or your grandmother.
Yeah.
And then the founding of the Grand Accord. Then we have sort of this long period of chaos where like people are fighting, constant movement. That's the Chaos Wars.
Right.
The Grand Accord is having its 10th anniversary soon.
Okay.
But it took a long. It's one of those things where like the founding is. We have a date that we use as the founding, but it also like took time for everyone to get on board, and Illumina getting everyone on board, and all these sorts of things. And like then it was sort of unclear what it was supposed to be doing. So it takes time to develop these things. But broadly, it's been roughly 9 years since it was founded.
Is it also common knowledge as like about Illumina? Just like had she been around for a long time, or was was
most
she
people credit the end of the Chaos Wars as being because of her.
Okay.
She was in her 50s when she died.
Okay.
But starting like 30 years before that, she slowly started basically making a peace movement inside of a war.
Gotcha.
That was successful.
Okay. So yeah, that answers I think that question. And then what about her in the Kava?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think just in like you would reveal pretty quickly and pretty clearly to yourself that what you know about the Kava is that they have a lot of isolationist tendencies. And Illumina is very much the opposite. She's bring people along, get people together. I think you even read like messages of hers about like breaking down barriers and removing walls, being the right call always. And the Kava is sort of more mixed on that. She did eventually have some relationships with the Kava because the Kava did end up joining the Grand Accord. But it looks like it was mostly other people that dealt with them, and she tended to have minimal contact.
Right. Okay. And I guess I think my last question, I don't know if this is necessarily like the most like strategically advantageous question, but I feel like it's something that Seleixa would be looking for, especially at this moment, was if Illumina Starborn had like looking at her connections to Sunera, and if she like do any like names that she recognizes come up, was like did anyone in her family ever meet her?
Your grandmother.
Yeah, actually, I think you were right. I think it was my great grandmother.
Yeah, your great grandmother.
Yeah. Right. Specifically her, but also like, just in general, like, do I know any of these? Like, do I recognize any names in
Absolutely. You would have been told about Illumina broadly when you were young, in admiring terms,
Right.
because there was a large movement to sort of wipe out all tieflings, and Illumina was against that, and used your great grandmother as a symbol when she made speeches, because your great grandmother was a folk hero. at the time already. And so Illumina, yes, absolutely met your family and knows members of your family and also knows lots of people through Sonera, and was sort of involved in particularly bridging a degree of, I wouldn't call it peace exactly, but a degree of let's say nonviolence or non-hostility between the Sunerans that are living in the Suneran cities and those that live in the Suneran woods, the Tiri Kitor people, and really sort of bring back. And she sort of did this by instituting like an understanding of religion in both of them, sort of getting them to understand that both of their takes on religion were sort of the same take in some ways. They're all sort of this animus. The existence and life of all living things is core to their beliefs, and she very much emphasized that and made that and helped bring the speakers and the mayors together, is what we would say. Does that answer your question? Do you feel? That's a no. Please ask a further question then.
Yeah, no, I think that so and I get the impression that Illumina and my great grandmother like probably like knew each other directly and maybe okay.
Yeah, your great grandmother
maybe we're even friends or something. Or
yeah, I mean, I think friends might not be exactly the right word. Not that they disliked each other in any sense of the word, but your great grandmother was like someone that Illumina admired or looked up to.
Interesting.
And they definitely met. And your great grandmother looked at Illumina as being like hope for the future in some ways. I think to a certain extent, maybe even to the degree that one of your parents, whichever one was related, is a little bit jealous of Illumina, because like your great brother would point at her and say, "There's our hope for the future," you know, and that's like not always the best thing. But
that's I think that might have something to do with why a lot of this information didn't pass to Seleixa directly. Because I think despite the fact that they've been kind of like coasting on her great grandmother's success and fame, it wasn't something they like to discuss a lot like inside the family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it was a little bit touchy. There was some resentment there. So that's why she has to find out about it this way.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I love it. I'm gonna come to you, Timothy, in a second, but I want to check in first on Nova and Thea, and then you. So Nova, what are you?
I would like to also be in kind of the gossip areas. And
okay.
I want to see if I can find out what some of the rumors are about like extraterrestrials or like scary monsters, and I'm trying to figure out like what is our biggest threat.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you roll an investigation check for me again? The library provides advantage.
Can I add a superiority die to that?
You may indeed.
All right. Investigation. That's it. Whoa. 20 plus 10, 30.
Wow, nice. Okay. Wow. Okay. That's gonna get you 5 questions. If you want them, you can ask them one at a time or however you want to do it. Let's see. To start with, though, you're looking for extraterrestrials, gossip magazines. There's a lot of clarity because of the success of your role. Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of junk always that doesn't matter. But there's also let's see. There's a crashed spaceship that is far to the north. You're 100% certain it's a crashed spaceship. People are describing it as a comet, but they're wrong. You know that. There's also there's rumors about your exploits with the color thing in Messanu Core. And There's also rumors of a of an odd floating ball that seems to like cause people death easily. In the catacomb, sorry, in the tomb to the sorry, in the oh my god, what's it called? Oh no, I moved my map. Now I don't know where it is.
You need a map for your map.
I do need a map for my map. Why do I need a map for my map? What is wrong with me? Whatever. There's a collection of oh my god, I forgot what I call it. There's a collection of tombs, and there's like a people are worried about it. There's thought about hiring adventurers to go out there and solve this problem because they're places of religious and historical significance that we haven't lost. But it's like a collection of sort of important royal tombs and tombographies to the west. And I've forgotten the name of it, but whatever. That's there, and you get 6 questions, and they might also generate more things as you ask them. I'm gonna go check in with Thea though while you think of your questions. Thea, how you doing?
So I think Thea is taking a little brain breather and just looking at like guides to Uxietal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, roll an investigation check at advantage.
12.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. You're looking, so you find like 30 best places to have coffee in Uxietal or whatever, that sort of thing. What are you looking for?
I wonder, is there somewhere like maybe not even like a coffee shop, but maybe like a kind of almost like a hidden spring somewhere where you could like have a cool time but be somewhat private.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a I would call it like upscale massage and bathhouse. That you get like a word about in this thing. Yeah, that you find. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Excellent. Timothy, checking in with you.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, ask your first question.
I don't know if I will be able to find this information, but what is the relationship between Illumina and the Intergalactic Empire?
You do not find that information in this library.
Okay. Yeah. If plotted on a map, is there a pattern to the Illumina apparitions?
So you get a map and you start plotting it out. I love this. This is so Timothy. The answer is yes and no. It's rather it's a difficult pattern to figure out. It seems though to you. What did you get on your? You got a 23. How do I say this? Actually, you know what? No, I want a second investigation check. I'm just gonna say it. I want a second investigation check.
Okay.
To deduce the pattern. Yeah. Okay. You can't prove this with all of them because there's too many different sites and too many different things. But it looks to you as if everything that has been found was probably at the site of the explosion or close to it, and that they are now scattered because people have carried them with them to some extent, and so that has caused them to leave. But at the time of the explosion a year and a half ago, they were all in Terra Vest, in the Grand Accord.
Interesting. My last question, again, looking at like magazines, maybe there have been interviews, like who or what is the gem most valuable to? Like, are there major players angling for it? Out in the open.
Yeah. Let me see. A mysterious and secret foreigner known as the Illustrious Sea. The Madame of the Illustrious Sea seems to be interested.
Like sea, like water, large body of water, or sea,
yes. Like SEA.
Okay. Huh.
Indeed. Excellent. Nova.
I guess I'm thinking like a little bit of meta knowledge. Like,
Okay.
what is our biggest threat, like, in the world? Like, which thing do we need to be most focused on to ensure the survival of the world?
So, yeah, okay, so you're looking for like big problems.
Yeah.
In the world, what is the biggest problem? In the world or including the world? Sorry, just for my own edification. Like, or in the world or to the world?
Like, to the living people of the world.
Got it. That helps. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't feel like you get this from the library, but you might get it from reading the library and thinking about these things and sort of globally thinking about these things. How do I answer this question effectively in the context of this type of game? Uh, this is my fault. What is my best way through the book? Oh my god!
It feels like there's an element of like the interpretation of wisdom.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well
I like that.
as well as the like intelligence of finding answers. I'm trying to think about
I like that.
I'm
That's
trying
a
to
good.
think about if I were trying to answer that question about our world today, like
Yeah. What is the biggest threat to our world today? Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna focus on questions that like a group of adventurers can solve. So that like the answer is not going to be global poverty, or something like that.
Like, for example, is it a giant zombie army?
Yeah.
The biggest threat?
Okay. Okay. I think I'm going to give you several answers. But I want you to make a wisdom saving throw. I think I like that.
I this might be the one I reroll.
Guys, our private game chat is too funny. Okay.
21.
Okay. I'm gonna give you a couple of things, and you can choose what you want to do with that. Okay. I think the biggest threat right now is that the Grand Accord is weak. It's not it's just a little bit weak. Nations are sort of slowly pushing the bounds of what is acceptable. Chalestra is going to war against the Kava. The Grand Accord being weak is a problem for the world. If the Grand Accord was stronger and that would mean the world was more unified and less things were a problem. Second of all, there is a zombie army in the north. That's a problem that's rather significant that you've heard a little bit about. It's all in rumor form right now, I think, from these gossip mags you're sort of figuring out, not something that's detailed, but basically what has happened is there's a tomb in the north that people are excavating, much like they're excavating all these tombs, and something came out of it. Whether that is solvable or not by you guys, I don't know, but it's certainly out there and a thing that might be worth being aware of. Third of all, to the planet, aliens are crashing and coming and visiting. And I think you're seeing more and more evidence of this. And more than that, I think you are seeing that the aliens are not one group. They are multiple groups. And I really want to stress that. There's, I'm going to say, the Empire and its allies, which includes a lot of things and some less than savory things. And then I think there's two other factions that I want to cite. There are, I'm going to call them rebel factions that seem desperate for Earth's blood. They're pretty hardcore after it. And I think to a degree that I will, with a natural 20 wisdom check, I will say they're after it and desperate enough to a way that makes you think that perhaps the Empire is controlling and regulating access to Earth's blood, which is probably a reason why people are coming here. And then there's some of these weird things that aren't totally clear what they are. For example, a creature made of color. Another thing that's coming from elsewhere. And from what you can deduce, everything is scared of the color things. The Empire, its allies, the rebel factions, they're all kind of terrified of the color things and what they mean. And then I think our last sort of major faction that's here, and you've learned a little bit about this and you're picking up a little bit, but there are dragons secretly hidden here in the bodies of Dragonborn. It's not the best disguise, but perhaps the easiest disguise for them. Not all Dragonborn, of course, but some are secretly dragons in disguise. And that's like a thing that is happening. And you are becoming aware of that. The dragons and their interests are complicated, but mostly you hear stories about them being protective. And I think that was 6 things. Do you feel like that gave you a good answer, good set of answers?
Yeah, is that multiple questions finished?
I think it's got to be multiple questions, but I will happily give you a follow-up question if you would like to ask.
Yeah. Let's see. How is the stuff going on related to the really scary thing from the Kava? The scary creature that was in with Seleixa and
I will 100%. This is not something that you're getting from magazine. This is something that, like, looking at these magazines, looking at these books, and thinking about the world and thinking about the state of these things, the color is what the Kava is scared of. The Nyogi, as they are known, are, for whatever reason, what this is exactly, you don't know what it is, but they worship the color. Or they utilize the color, or both.
Okay.
Do you feel like you got a 30 worth of answers?
I feel like that's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
I imagine Nova's just like looking through these gossip pages and then like staring off into space and you can like see all the connections.
Yeah, I love it. It's a lot to unpack. I totally agree. So we have a little bit of research time and get some answers. I think everyone got some answers that they're happy with for what their project was, at least. And I want to go to Thea. Thea, they've been stuck in this library for hours doing research. How are you feeling?
I feel like I'm ready to leave.
Okay, so do you want to get some people to do that?
Yeah, I think I first go up to Nova.
Mhm.
Maybe she's like staring off into space. Hey, Nova.
Yeah, I'm here.
Enough sitting around, right? Do you wanna head out of here?
Yeah, I feel like we have some stuff to talk about.
Yeah, and I think there's some cool places to go around here.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, everything's fine. How are you?
Good. Are you okay?
Just thinking. Just thinking, you know? Gotta use that brain logic.
Yeah, brain logic.
Yeah, let's go get the others.
Yeah, so I think we try to find Timothy and Narash.
Mm-hmm.
We might not know where Seleixa is.
Yeah. So Seleixa, what's your deal? Where do you want to? Do you want to be found? Are you ready to be found?
I think they probably find her talking to Ashra.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you want to roleplay that conversation a little?
Yeah. So I think Seleixa is going to like kind of get right to the point. and she's just going to say, who was she really?
I'm sorry. Who was who?
Illumina Starborn. Who was she really?
Oh, of course. Sorry, And she closes the book that she was reading that you walk up to and interrupted her from. She looks at you and she says, she was someone who wanted to make this world a better place and saw this world as a potential catalyst to change some of the problems in the galaxy. She was no one special, if that's what you really mean. This isn't that type of world, but she believed it, and she believed it with a fervor, and she came, and she did it. It was my older sister that brought her here. She wasn't from here. She did research for several years, and then began her project.
Is your sister, is she still in the Shimmering Seas?
Not right now. She points up.
I thought maybe so.
She's on the, yes. Why do you need her? She went into a state of immense grief when Illumina died.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is I need to do, but I know that somebody has to pick up the pieces that Illumina left behind, and I feel like I have to try. If I think that that may happen here, but if we needed to know like more about where she was from, would you be able to tell us, or would your sister be able to tell us more about where she was from?
Of course. We can even visit if you'd like. Now that the barrier is down.
Okay. And will you'll help then? You'll help.
I was young when she was doing everything here.
Mm-hmm.
But through my sister and from afar, I admired it greatly. And if in any way I can help continue that legacy, I would. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, I feel like I don't know who, but somebody probably finds Seleixa and Ashra talking around this time.
Yes, I think you hear yes, and the four of you show up and say, "We're getting massages." Sorry, or whatever.
Who wants a massage? Yeah.
I'm gonna stay and read a little bit, but thank you for the invite. If I was invited, and she turns back to her books.
Nova goes up and gives Seleixa a hug.
Seleixa hugs back, and she looks angry again for a second. But she hugs back.
Are you okay?
A massage sounds great. We should totally do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm sorry for killing your butler.
Yeah, I always kind of hated that guy. He was a jerk.
Okay, cool.
And I think on that note, we will end our episode. I always kind of hated that guy. Okay, cool. Perfect. Let's hand out some experience points and all that good stuff. Let's go back to my window experience sheet. Where are we at? I don't even know where we're at. Okay. Let's take a look at these things. Okay, Seleixa, how'd you do?
Let's see. Starting with guiding light. I don't know, like maybe incidentally things got touched on here, but I feel like she wasn't really focused on that right this time.
Sounds good to me. Are you sure? I actually kind of think you were. I mean, you were doing research into sort of this grander thing.
Yeah, I mean, I
wouldn't say you were focused on it, but it does seem like
I feel I think if there are connections there, I don't. Neither I nor Seleixa see them yet.
Perfect. Okay, then I will give you a 0.
But I think belief 1, investigating Lumina Starborn's relationship it was supposed to be to Uxatal, but I think in the moment she thought she just felt there were other things that were more. So anyways, and asked for help from Asha, I feel like that's accomplished.
Yep, I agree.
So 2 points there, and then belief 2. The way I decided to word this is Seleixa feels helpless and exposed as her friends fight inside of her. She will try to stay calm as she follows overgrown paths into her memories, undercovering old shames and regrets and trying to make peace with them while she waits for fate to find her. And I think that she worked really hard at that.
I agree. I think you accomplished that, if that's okay.
Yeah, so I would say 4 altogether.
I like it. Works for me. Thea.
A guiding light. I think we worked together to defeat the Rakshasa, and I think like we learned much more about Seleixa than she probably would have let us learn. So,
do you feel a little closer to her because of that?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually, something I might need help from you guys from is there's a lot going on. I don't know who saw what. Actually, I think Thea, you saw the secret about Professor Richa, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But other people, I don't remember who saw what. So if you can write that down or whatever, then that would be helpful for me. Thank you.
No problem.
And then
I remember a few people.
One to help with the curse. I think that's done.
Yep.
Belief 2 to find a place in Uxatal for everyone to go to. I think on the way to doing.
No, I'm gonna call that done.
Done. Okay.
Yeah, we'll start in the getting massage after having massages and all that good stuff. Cool. Excellent. Timothy.
All right, guiding light. Timothy threw himself onto the large creature, and also so I think he jeopardized himself.
Yep, I agree.
And belief number 1, tried to end the battle quickly and get out as safely as possible. Kind of similarly, he used that spell in a creative way, I think, to
I agree.
Move things along. And then number 2, he did research, so I think it's a 5-point day.
5-point day for you too. Gotta love it. Narash, how'd you do?
Not so bad. Guiding light really kind of got into that with the research at the library, in understanding the relationship between the planet struggles and Dragma's fight. So I'll take 1 for that. Belief 1, I'd hoped to have a really in-depth kind of exit interview with the Rakshasa. I did manage to bring about the ability to ask some questions and just didn't find much. So I give myself 1 for that.
I agree.
And then belief 2, feeling I need to step up in the battle, taking 1 for the team if necessary. I sort of imagined that playing out a different way because I wasn't forced to use my sort of guns a-blazing last resort. So I would give myself also 1 for that.
Sounds good to me. And Nova.
Well, I definitely threw myself into danger to protect friends and family.
Yep.
I freed Seleixa from her curse. I think that's complete.
Yep.
So that's 3.
Mhm.
And my last one didn't come up. It was about sharing things she knows about Brian.
Sounds good. Okay, let me do some math here for a second. Because I am not certain where we're at because it has been so long since we last played. Okay, plus 12, 15, plus 13, plus 13, plus. Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, we were 1 point off a level last time, and now we are 19 points into the next level. So, congratulations, everyone, level 12. And yeah. Wow, that was a 20-point day. For those of you playing at home, that is, I believe, a tie for the most points you've ever gotten. You've never broken 20, but you've gotten 20 twice now. So take that for what you will. And that puts us 19 points into level 12.
Oh.
Gotta love it. So everyone go home and level up. Go live good and happy lives. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the show. We certainly enjoyed putting it on for you. Please take care of yourself and do what you can to help and support others. And as always, the best advice that I can offer you is don't forget to call your cat and feed your mom.